Just so you understand, this election was a fraud. I mean, they have Biden beating Obama on Obama's vote in areas that mattered in terms of the election, in swing states. And yet he's losing to Obama all over the place. But he's beating Obama in swing states, which are the states that mattered for purposes of the election. So, no, I can't say that at all. I think it's a possibility. They're trying to, look, between you people, don't talk to me that way. You're just a lightweight. Don't talk to me that way. I'm the president of the United States. Don't ever talk to the president that way. All right, I'm going to go with another question. Go ahead.
Hello, welcome back to my channel. It's December 2nd. This is Scarlett Pimpernella, and I just wanted to update you all about some great developments concerning voter fraud and the 2020 election. This is a map I thought it's worth keeping in mind that Nevada, Arizona, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Georgia are still up in the air. There's still outstanding court cases in those states. And this would, if we were using this map, Biden would have 227 electoral votes and Trump would have 232 electoral votes. And there would be many ways by which Trump could win. This author Joe Hoft has come up with 13 ways that Trump could win. And really, if he wins Pennsylvania, Georgia, and Michigan, he'll have 284 electoral votes. If he just wins Pennsylvania, Georgia, and Arizona, he'll have 279. So it looks pretty good for Trump when you think about the possible combinations that he has to win. So some explosive news occurred yesterday. There was a press conference by the Amistad Project and the Thomas More Society, and a truck driver testified that he drove a tractor trailer from New York to Pennsylvania. Under mysterious circumstances, his trailer disappeared. It was all very weird. And it's definitely worth checking out. It's on Breitbart, a YouTube, Breitbart's YouTube channel. And, but apparently he says hundreds of thousands of ballots were shipped from New York to Pennsylvania. And let's just look at this. We heard shocking testimonies on Tuesday from a couple of witnesses who drove hundreds of thousands of ballots from New York to Pennsylvania prior to and the day after the November 3rd election. One driver shared his story of picking up a load of ballots in Bethpage, New York, which is in Long Island apparently, at a processing facility there, and driving them to Pennsylvania. The person at the helm of this project, the Thomas More Society, is Phil Klein. He's Trump's attorney. And he was on Lou Dobbs yesterday talking about this driver. Apparently, there's also another driver who saw the same thing happen a day after the election in Delaware County, Pennsylvania. So what's curious about these ballots is that they couldn't possibly be ballots of Pennsylvania residents who happen to be living in New York, because there are too many for a tractor trailer. The truck driver described how they were in these large boxes, and I think he called them garlands. Anyway, these large boxes, and there were 24 of these boxes. So just in terms of the size, that makes between 144,000 to 288,000 ballots that he was carrying. Gaylord boxes is what they're called. So, so that was interesting, and it piqued my curiosity because, of course, Long Island is on the coast. So these ballots might have been shipped from other parts of the world. And that was a question in the Q&A yesterday during the press conference, but Phil Klein doesn't yet have enough information on that. Unfortunately, because he is just an independent citizen and is not working with law enforcement, he can't subpoena people to find out more about. They're calling for an investigation, but he can't subpoena people to find out more about where those ballots came from. Although it really should be a criminal investigation. So let's look at this. This one is from yesterday. The same site, Gateway Pundit, had another article on this. Yeah, it was pretty heartbreaking because the truck driver who spoke, he had a little bit of a checkered past, and he seemed to be worried, you know, that he would lose his job, but and also he looked a little bit bewildered as to why he had gotten himself into this situation where all these eyes were on him and he was talking about it. But I think what prompted him to come forward was that he unhitched the trailer from the cab and drove home. And then the next day when he came back to pick up his trailer again, which he'd grown really, you know, to love, it was gone. The trailer was gone. So somebody didn't want the contents of the trailer to be known, and they had to deliver those goods. So that's really, I think, what got him to come forward. But so there was another witness yesterday at the Thomas More Society talk. And this guy, Nathan Peace, he was from Wisconsin. And I include this because it explains more about what possibly happened with those ballots that went to Pennsylvania. Because Nathan Peace is a subcontractor. And so he has more of an inside view of what's going on within the Postal Society. And Jesse Morgan, who drove the truck, he just has an idea of what's happening in the transportation side of getting these ballots from state to state. It says here, postal subcontractor Nathan Peace says that he was told by two separate postal workers on two separate occasions that the USPS in Wisconsin was gathering over 100,000 ballots on the morning of November 4th to backdate the ballots so that they would be counted even if they arrived after the statutory deadline. Quote, Mr. Peace's sworn statement coincides in time with a dramatic ballot dump on the morning of November 5th, which heavily favored Mr. Biden and which has caused significant controversy within the expert community regarding the statistical probability of the late insertion of tens of thousands of ballots in favor of a single candidate on the morning after the election. And one of the things that Peace said was he talked about his boss and a coworker who were both saying the same thing about these ballots. And so now this too has gone to law enforcement, and hopefully there'll be some follow-up because again, you know, as an independent citizen, Phil Klein, Peace's lawyer, can't go and subpoena people like those people who work for the United States Postal Service who probably don't want to be contacted regarding it since they went along with it without, you know, talking about the fraud that was going on. So yeah, this is a little bit older, this last bit here. This is a video released of a phone call recording to a Chinese manufacturer who is requesting a bulk order of fake 2020 ballots for the U.S. election.
那个量不是问题，主要是那个，只要你那个钱到位，那量不是问题，都可以的。
因为它那个油墨油那个印刷的是不一样的。
印刷不一样是吧？
对啊，因为你仔细看一下，它那个选票的那个印刷是不一样的。
那个没关系，我会看着那个图片来做这边。
然后到时候你们这边发物流的话怎么发？因为我这边订的话就是大量的订这样子。
大量订那个发物流的话，一般也好像也要好几天哦，物流比较慢。
发国际可以吗？
我看一下，发 国际好像是也是走物流啊。
可以走是吧？我这边你这边费用的话多少钱打印一张？我这边现在叫人给你转。
那个跟上次一样啊。
OK， 好，我知道了。你再把二维码发我一遍，谢谢。
然后那个还欠一点那个
知道
给我。
OK， 好。
The ballots look legit. Here's one from Charlotte County, Florida, and one from Beaufort County, North Carolina. And one of the things that they're talking about in this video is whether they can ship ballots internationally. So it would follow then that these ballots, if this actually happened, were shipped either to the California side of the country or to the New York side of the country. And Long Island would be a logical place for these ballots to wind up. So we'll see. Hopefully there'll be an investigation into that processing center, the USPS processing center in Bethpage, New York, where the trucker picked up the ballots, because that apparently that processing center is not a regular post office. It picks up bulk orders and then organizes those orders. So yeah, a little bit shady there. That's all that I've got for you all today. Just keep in mind, if you're feeling discouraged, that this is the way the map actually looks. Trump 232, Biden 227, and it is not over until the election is certified and the court cases are no longer outstanding. So hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye-bye.